The research article by Brody and his colleagues was about those that were in a Houston shelter that were evacuated or evacuated themselves from the New Orleans area during Hurricane Katrina. The overall purpose of the research article was to find out relevant statistics and demographics concerning why someone wouldn't evacuate and the factors that would cause that, and of course, regular demographic information concerning race, class, and other things of the like. When one first looks at the article, of course, you would look at the title and the abstract. While the title wasn't terrible, it didn't describe specific variables in the study, so one couldn't look at the title and say exactly what the experiment was about necessarily. They would then have to go to the abstract, as they should anyway, to find out more information, and the abstract was very specific, I believe. The only thing that it lacked was a specific research statement or question or a hypothesis. It was not explicitly said what the authors/researchers wanted to find out during the study or what they were trying to study or what they estimated would happen. It was implied and the reader could assume what it was, but once again, it wasn't explicit, so we can't know for sure what it necessarily was. Moving on to the literature review and introduction, it was a synthesis, so they didn't just go one by one on the sources and summarize, rather they grouped, which is of course a more effective method, and this helped set a firm foundation for the article, and it included a lot of relevant statistics that helped introduce the article as an introduction should, and some of the statistics included were like that from the National Weather Service that told us about the frequency and category of hurricanes that occurred within a 104-year time period within the United States. These, of course, were all referenced also, and they were referenced using superscripts. Since the articles didn't use parenthetical documentation, it didn't interrupt the flow of the introduction/literature review that much, and this helped the reader, so if they wanted to go back to the reference list and find out where the information was from, they could do that later without interrupting their reading of the article. These statistics were also referenced throughout the article and referred back to, especially since some of the aspects of the study were also replicated from other experiments. Some of the statistics found concerning why one might not evacuate were consistent with previous studies showing its reliability. The researchers did use systematic sampling, meaning they picked every nth individual to ask if they wanted to participate in the study, and they had different methods for those that were more mobile or those that weren't so mobile because of something that happened during the hurricane or because they might have something that affected their mobility. So for those that were more mobile, the researchers counted off every nth, as we don't know which number, to ask them if they would participate. For those that weren't so mobile, they went around as the people were laying down, sitting down, whatever the case may be, and then they would ask them if they wanted to participate. One of the things they noted that could account for bias or error was that only 90% of the people that were asked to participate did. So there might be a small case of volunteerism in the study, although not much, as 9/10 of the people asked did participate in the study. Additionally, for those that were mobile, since they were counting off every individual and didn't know who was a part of what family, it was possible that a mother and a son, for example, could have both been asked to do a study and participated. The researchers were only seeking to find one member per family, or if it was an individual, just them. And because of this, they don't know who was in a family and who wasn't. However, they said it was very unlikely that this was the case because of certain things that they knew that were going on within the study. Everybody was surveyed that was there, of course, that wanted to participate. It wasn't specifically said, I want to pick these people, because as I said, they did use systematic sampling. However, it was noted that this specific information couldn't necessarily be applied to the population of New Orleans per se. Since most of these individuals were from New Orleans or the New Orleans area, they wanted to make sure to tell the reader that you couldn't apply these demographics to the city. The people who were studied were more African American, lower income, and less likely to have health insurance. So overall, they were poorer and specifically mostly one race. Overall, the article was very great though, and it was very insightful. And the researchers concluded the article by helping explain some measures that might need to take place to help people evacuate more efficiently or help get this word out to them. Because as shown in some of the statistics, some people didn't even know that this was going on. Although it was very few people, those are still a very few people that could have been helped and not in that Houston shelter and maybe with family or someone else that they could have gotten out with. However, there was a lot of people that also didn't have family they could go to. They couldn't afford a hotel, they couldn't afford gas to get away somewhere where they would be safe. And all of these statistics are all mentioned in specific charts and explained throughout the methods and body of the research article. But as I said, they concluded by stating ways that we could help people in the future and have more efficient ways to help evacuate them. And as you can see in this picture behind me, obviously no natural disaster is an easy situation, and what these researchers were seeking to do is help give insight to the government to help make this process as best as possible to be ameliorated, although it is very hard to do. Overall, I would recommend this research article to someone seeking statistics on a topic like this, although of course there is still fault, as with any research article. Thank you.